Welcome back. Following the official swearing-in ceremony at Government House on Tuesday, Progressive Liberal Party Chairman Fred Mitchell welcomed Miles LaRota as the new substantive Minister of Social Services.
Welcome, Minister. I'm looking forward to it. People in this country, they say, where they're making $30,000 or less, told the central bank 50% of them can't make ends meet at the end of the month. So your ministry has an important role to play in a country where 47% are reportedly now near or under the poverty line. My constituents in Fox Hill, their main complaint is this tardiness of the delivery of the service from social services, the apparent arbitrariness of whether you get the support or not, and mainly the way they are spoken to by those who deliver the services for social services. Of course, there are two sides to every story, and so I allow that clients can be abusive in their language as well. But I'm sure that Minister LaRota is up to the task.
Mr. LaRota takes over from the late Obie Wilshcombe. Meanwhile, PLP Chairman also welcomes Leon Lundy and Kingsley Smith to their new ministerial portfolios.
Congratulations to Leon Lundy, MP for South and Central Andros and Mangrove Key. He joins the Cabinet as Minister of State in the PM's office. If he continues his work as he was doing on Crown lands, Fox Hill awaits, because we finished the surveys of the parcels of land and we are fulfilling the promise of providing clean title to so many in the area. All the best to Mr. Lundy in that job. And then there is Kingsley Smith, the new MP for West Grand Bahama and Bimini and new Parliamentary Secretary in the Office of Prime Minister in Grand Bahama. He and the Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxey, will be a formidable team. Well done.
Members of the Cabinet are expected to resume their regular weekly meetings this week. U.S. Embassy Nassau's Just Road 242 tour recently stopped on Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Long Island, seeking to extend their reach far beyond New Providence. The U.S. Embassy cultivated women entrepreneurs on Grand Bahama, and they invested some $427,000 to preserve the historic Elbow Reef Lighthouse on Abaco. They donated another $50,000 to combat gender-based violence on Abaco and forged commercial links with U.S. companies on Long Island. The U.S. Embassy embarked on the Just Road 242 tour in 2023 to deepen U.S.-Bahamas relations with the Family Islands. During each visit, embassy officials engaged with policymakers, business owners, security officials, journalists, and community leaders, providing Family Island residents access to resources and opportunities. On December 7th, the embassy celebrated the restoration of the Elbow Reef Lighthouse. Along with government officials, British High Commissioner Tom Harley was there, as well as Chinese Ambassador Dai Ching-li, also there. A $472,000 grant from the U.S. Ambassador's Fund for Cultural Preservation enabled the restoration project. You can follow the U.S. Embassy's Just Road 242 journey on their social media platforms. Their next stop will be in Bimini. And finally, despite the success of both the Boxing Day and New Year's Day Junu parades, the debate on whether or not Junu should remain on Bay Street continues to wage on, with former Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Dr. Daniel Johnson, stating on Monday that the ministry and the Junu Corporation of New Providence, the JCNP, should look into other locations, including the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium.
Well, in my humble opinion, you should do one here and test one somewhere else. Check out the back of the sports center, the strip where the Valley practice, where we have world relays. We have 100-acre sports park, parking, bathrooms, facilities, police. You should test one here, test one there.
Dr. Johnson's comments on moving the parade comes after the JCNP suggested that an additional 4,000 seats are required to accommodate the demand for seating at Junu. Dr. Johnson explains why he thinks the Junu parades have yet to move to a more fitting location.
Because traditions, people like to hold on to their tradition, but along with tradition, you got to push the envelope further. There was a time when we didn't have horns in Junu. There was a time when women couldn't dance on Bay Street. So you push the envelope further.
Concerns that Junu has outgrown Bay Street continues, but current Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mario Boleg, insists moving Junu to another location could only happen if stakeholders push the idea. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.